Me and my missus, well, we need a holiday. We haven't had one for several years because of COVID and what have you. So we thought to ourselves, we'd join the 15.6 million British citizens heading to Spain. So what do? We booked our ferry, our Dover to Calais crossing. And we thought we'd be clever and avoid the cruise at Dover by booking out of season. Do I get caught up in that one? No, because of post-Brexit anarchy. Well, there we are. Stashed to the hilt we were with cheddar cheese and British back bacon. That's what you do. And we trundled over to, France to start with. Beginning of our journey to Spain. No problems whatsoever. What are those Remainers, complaining about? There ain't no hassle. No. Us Gammons are quite happy with the current situation. Suits us just fine, it does. Brexit, hey? That's why I put the cross in the wrong box, that is. Well, actually, I didn't. Because I already live in France with my dear missus and some of our kids. Well, we haven't got this worry, no, about travelling down to Spain and having to fork out a shitload more money. Oh, well, doesn't matter if you've got a package holiday, no. You're still going to have to make sure that you've got an onward ticket, pre-booked accommodation, and money to spend. You need to make sure you've got at least €109 a day. And I know, you've heard this one before. And you're going to think, I travelled to Spain and I didn't have no problems. They didn't ask me for this. No. But they have confirmed that there will be spot checks for British citizens entering Spain. Okay, it may not be on the Dover and Calais crossing because you're entering France, but France could do the same because it's Schengen rules. It's whether or not each sovereign country wants to impose those rules. In this case, Spain has said, the authorities of Spain have said that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do spot checks. Okay, you might get through, no troubles at all. But then again, you might not. And if you have booked your holiday and what have you, and you've made this mistake, the likelihood of you getting your money back is pretty slim, I would say. Well, you do need €109, disposable cash, tools, checks and what have you, travellers checks, credit card, and you've got to prove the balance and all that. That's okay for some. Not everybody has disposable income. You may have booked your holiday and, you might have enough to live, but that's about it. You might not need €109 per person per day. Yes, per person. So if you're a family of 5, you're going to need €545 a day. Now, if you're going on a 2-week holiday, for instance, you're going to need €7,630 for that 2-week holiday. I don't know about you, but I'd never spend that much money on a 2-week holiday. No, it's pretty unlikely. So that's on top of everything else. Now, for some people, it won't bother them because they've got their credit cards, what have you, and you might have 10 grand balance on there, or you say, so what? Don't have to spend the money. No, you just got to say that you've got access to it. So for many people, it won't make any difference at all. But for those who may be on the breadline, and yes, they can afford a holiday, but can they actually show that amount of disposable income? Maybe they haven't budgeted for €109 per person per day. It's a bit discriminatory, really, isn't it? For those people, I feel sorry for. Then I've got to be thinking, well, why are they doing this? Why are they enforcing these rules? With a spot check, that is. Well, we have got a bit of reputation. And Spain has already said they want to clean up. Like Ibiza and places like that, the islands. Because us rowdy Brits, they don't really want us anymore. But to be fair, I'm way past being a rowdy Brit myself. But it's going to be the youngsters. And they may not even have access to that kind of disposable money in the sense of credit cards and stuff like that. No. Now, for many people, like I said, it isn't going to worry them. But for many, it will. And it will block some tourists from the United Kingdom. Now, I know what the naysayers out there going to say. I mean, like, the gammons out there going to say, oh, well, they want our money and all that. Oh, we'll go somewhere else. We'll do that then, quite frankly. Because it doesn't bother those in Spain. Because what they've found is, including here in France and other countries, member states in the EU, when you pull us Brits out of the situation, we're no longer an issue, what you find is others come. This has happened in the concrete jungles around Spain, for instance. We've seen Brits, expats, or immigrants, leaving, well, Spain, residents, British residents in Spain, going back to the UK because they're worried for whatever reason, or they haven't, they've been under the radar for too long and haven't been paying their taxes. It's all about tax evasion and all that, get as much as they can for their money. Well, what's happened is, instead of, fish and chips, we've got mules and frits. The Belgians have been moving to Spain. Because we have left. I know this is a stereotype. It's not everybody, obviously. But from what I can see and what I've witnessed myself, we can be blooming embarrassing. We can. I get embarrassed by some Brits sometimes, the things they say. Make me wonder why they're living here in the first place. Not all, obviously. Some really nice people here, there is. Whether British, Spanish or French, Bulgarian or whatever, refugees, there's some lovely people. But there is that stereotype. And we've earned it. Really, we should discourage young Brits, not always young Brits, but those who just want to go for the party and get laid, pretty much, going to these countries. We've allowed ourselves to have a really bad reputation, and the thing is, it becomes a blanket stereotype, doesn't it? And we get tarnished, with the same brush, just like German tourists and their towels and deck chairs. It's the same thing, Not all German tourists. Run down those days and get that. Get that bed beside the swimming pool. It's nuts. So anyway, this is true. So be careful when you want, when you holiday in Spain. You need to factor this in, but also your healthcare as well. Make sure you've got insurance, and probably beyond what you have via the G8 card. Seriously, because that could really cripple you. It could really cause you a hell of a lot of problems. So, you tell me what you think. Do you think this is just? Do you think they're just being petty? Do you think they've been hateful? Maybe. Never know, do you, really? Either way, I ain't got a problem. We can trundle down to Spain if we want. Barcelona, wherever we want to go. In the camper. Because we're already in the EU in France. Yeah. I mean, you tell me, please leave it in the comments down below. But we warned. Spot checks. They'll have you. They will. Yeah, with the old latex rubber gloves. Maybe. Ooh, crikey. Sounds exciting. Anyway, if you've got a sport channel, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and the links are down below. And it is very much appreciated that it is, because we couldn't do it without it. But also now we've got memberships as well. Yeah, we've got memberships. I don't know much about it yet, but I'm gonna have to look into that. As in, what do I offer? I don't know. Maybe please leave in the comments down below. So anyway, ta-ta. You know what though? Have a lovely day.